So I recently got this new flashlight, but for some reason it's designed really weirdly. Alright, it is way too dark in here. I cannot see anything. Alright, that's better. Yeah, I got the new Zeztz Driver. And it rocks. So yeah, I'll be wearing this for basically every Zeztz review going forward. But I did film an unboxing video, and I might put that at the end of this video, depending on how long this discussion goes for. If this ends up being too long, I'll just put it as a separate video and upload that after this one. If not, then this will be a really big video, but we have a lot to talk about. As you can see, I can actually wear it on me, which is cool because it has a strap, so there's no need to find some type of mod like tape or something to make it longer, because it's one like this. It's really cool. But we'll talk more about this belt in that video, or I guess later on in this video, depending on what happens. But with that, let's talk about episodes 3 and 4, because we have a ton to talk about. First off, episode 3, as you've probably heard of from other people that have talked about this, he fights in the real world, which was insane. Because me along with a lot of other people thought that was going to be like kind of the halfway point, or like the first arc of the show, maybe the first like 16, 15 episodes in. We got an episode 3, which was really shocking, but I guess that I thought was going to be a big part of the show. It turns out that was just the setup for the show, which is wild. Now, one thing I was worried about with how fast they were doing this was, while the first 3 episodes were great and fantastic, there was a concern that they were going too fast, and then by episode 30 or 25, we would have run out of the story, and then the show would just drag all the way into the finale, which would suck. But it is a kind of like a common thing with Kamen Rider, where like the first half is really good, and then it kind of just starts dying down really bad, and then by the end it was like, well, at least the first half was good. Not every Kamen Rider does this, but a big portion of them does. Even my favorite series build kind of gets weaker as the show goes on, especially the last couple episodes before the final arc. Now in episode 3, we did not get the theme song, and at that point I really wanted a theme song, and luckily in episode 4 we get that. And the theme song was fantastic. Really enjoyed it, like all the visuals they had with it, and of course I really liked the theme song. And speaking of the theme song, the music in the show is also really fantastic. I have been really enjoying that. One of the best soundtracks in Kamen Rider, in my opinion. Continuing on with episode 3, Baku, I think, had a really good character arc in this one, where he's hesitant to fight the nightmare in episode 3 because it's in real life, and he's used to fighting in the dreams. So I thought that was a really good moment there, where he has to become a true Kamen Rider and actually fight the monster in the real world. And the fight scene was great, very much Luffy inspired, because his transform capsule just gives him Luffy powers, where he can stretch and stuff like that. But the fight scene was really cool. Really enjoyed that. Love him henching while he's running across the wall. Anytime Zeztz henshins, it's like the coolest thing ever. And we learned more about the mind doors, where if all 3 are open, they are able to enter the real world through the person that's dreaming. And anything that happens in the dream world also affects the real world. And then I really enjoyed Officer Fujima in these 2 episodes, because we really get a lot of spotlight on him. Hopefully we get some more on the other police officer as well. And then still nothing much for the sister, but regardless, the characters that we do get spotlights on, I do like them a lot, especially the main character, of course. And so then that's pretty much my thoughts on episode 3. Really good, and really excited to see more. Then I saw episode 4, and episode 4 was fantastic as well. This is when it sets up more of like what's going to be the rest of the show, because the first 3 episodes is pretty much just setting up the show, and the 4th episode really feels like this is what the show is actually going to be, where it's him protecting the bride. And one interesting thing we see in this is he's able to use the capsules without the suit, and that had me wondering exactly how the capsules actually worked. And even though in Kamen Rider usually we don't really get a full detailed explanation of how the suits and the drivers and the gimmicks actually work in the show, I thought it would be fun to make a headcanon on how this stuff works based on what the show has given us. So with that, let's be a detective and figure this out. So in episode 2, this is the first time we ever see Baku use a capsule without becoming Zeztz, without using the driver. And we see this when he's getting attacked. And I didn't notice it the first couple times I watched this episode. When he's sliding down the metal rail spins the capsule and that activates its ability, letting him use the impact ability, which lets him increase his physical strength. Now, we also see that in episode 3, while Zeztz, uses the transform capsule when he punches a boulder. Now, it's not really made clear whether it's just increasing his physical ability, unlike not just strength, but just overall general physical ability, or he actually used its ability to stretch his arm and punch the boulder. It's not really clear how that works. In my headcanon, it makes sense that he would be able to use the transform ability, and even though we didn't get to see it clearly, he stretched his arm to punch the boulder. That would just make the most sense to me, since we already have impact, which enhances abilities. It wouldn't really be as cool if every other capsule increased his physical abilities. So that's what I think. And another question that brings up is we don't see him spin the capsule when he uses its ability, and we know he uses it because it starts glowing after the boulder breaks. So that raises the question whether he may have spun it off screen, or when he's Zeztz, just holding the capsule, he can use its ability like how he would in his as a human when he spins it. For this one, since every other time we see a capsule use its ability, it's when it's spun, and in the driver he spins it to use its finisher and also boost its attack. He has to spin it. So I'm just going to say he probably spun it off screen and we didn't see that. So then from what I can understand, based on all this information, is that when he's a human and he wants to use a capsule power, he has to spin it. And when he spins it, he gets the effect of that capsule, a limited amount of it, for a limited amount of time. So if he wants the full power and to use it for as long as he wants, he needs the Zeztz Driver. That's, as far as I'm aware, how these capsules work in the show this far. I mean, it's only 4 episodes in, so it could be used differently. But as far as I know, that's how it's used. And I probably thought too hard about how these toy capsules work. Now that brings up another question. We know that Baku gets these capsules through these gachapon machines. If that's the case, how come he doesn't just spin them until he gets all of the capsules at once instead of doing them every episode or every couple episodes? Now, of course, we know the real reason is because if the main character got all of his powers in the first couple episodes, it wouldn't really be exciting and we wouldn't really get enough time to spend on each suit. So, of course, he spreads it out. In the story-wise, though, my theory is that because if you watch the transformation lesson on Zeztz, you learn that these capsules are powered by dream power, whatever that means. But from what I can understand, it is basically he can produce, or he gains more dream power when he dreams as the agent number 7. So when he gains enough dream power, he basically uses it like currency to get the capsules from the gachapon machines. That's my theory. Now, why is there more than one gachapon machine? I don't know. Maybe because they wanted to make sure he had a good enough supply of capsules to be able to use it. And it doesn't get restocked very often, so, you might as well have a couple of them there. Yeah, I don't know about that one. But with episode 4, we also get a really cool fight scene with the bride, or the crow nightmare, where he spins the world around, and then Zeztz uses his, I think it's called flight capsum or wing capsum. I think it's wing capsum, and he uses it to fly, and they fight upside down as well. Really cool visuals. Still really enjoy how the dreams are represented in this show. So that's all good. We also get a twist where it's not the childhood friend, it's actually the bride who's dreaming. And I kind of figured that out way early in the episode, just based on how it was structured and whatnot. It is really similar to Kamen Rider Double and how the episodes are structured, where it's 2-episode arcs, and it's kind of like the first episode is setting up the mystery, and normally it's like a twist at the end of that episode, where the second episode is paying off that twist and whatnot. Very similar to Double, and I really enjoyed Double, but I do hope that Zeztz isn't just like a Double 2.0. I hope it is its own thing. So we have to wait until episode 5 to really know. But as of right now, I still really enjoy it, even if I figured out the big twist. So that's been really good. So Zeztz so far has still been really, really enjoyable. I've still been really enjoying it. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing. And no, I think that's pretty much it in terms of any complaints I may have with the show. So far, I wouldn't say I really have any complaints with Zeztz. I've still been really enjoying it. So far, I mean, I got the Zeztz Driver here, as you can see. But it's more of concerns about the future of the show. I really hope that they don't rush it to where the story runs out halfway through the show. And I really hope it doesn't feel just like a copy of Kamen Rider Double or like other Kamen Riders. But as of so far, it's still been really good. The action scenes are still some of the best I've seen, if not the best. So with that, that's pretty much it for the discussion for episodes 3 and 4. So there's that from this segment. So I guess now, it doesn't look like the video is too long. We'll get to the unboxing of the Kamen Rider Zeztz Driver. So I'll see you there. It's Zeztz time. Again. Alright, here is the Zeztz DX Driver. Or the DX Zeztz, the Kamen Rider Zeztz DX Zeztz Driver. Here. Brand new here. And this is my first ever Kamen Rider belt that I bought new. Because Kamen Rider belts are expensive to import. And so I've never bought them new before. But Zeztz has been the exception, because normally I don't buy any Kamen Rider toys for a series until I've seen the entire series, but I could not wait a year to get this driver. So I got it, and as you can see, it has a little sticker on it with the pre-order bonuses, which is really cool. And I'm just gonna open this up. I've already opened up the box and taken a look inside, but I haven't opened anything yet. Because I was just so excited, I couldn't take it anymore, but I had to hold off to get the camera set up so then I can actually mess around with it. So here I've already cut the tape at the bottom here. Here we have some cardboard, and here is the rest of it. Okay, here it is. So when I first got this, I thought that I didn't get the pre-order bonuses just because this is the Chinese version of the belt. And when I got it, I saw the box had the sticker for it, but then I didn't see it anywhere in the packaging, so I thought I didn't get it, which made me disappointed. But then when I opened it up, it was actually in here. So I actually did get it, which makes me super stoked, and we'll take a look at those in a bit. But this is upside down. Look at that. We got a Gochizo from Kamen Rider Gaff, the previous Kamen Rider, because the pre-order bonuses is the kind of the crossover items between the old and new Kamen Rider. This is crazy. I never thought I would actually get the pre-order bonuses for a Kamen Rider toy, but here we are. That's really cool. Of course, here we have the Zeztz Driver here. Just gotta get it out somehow. Brand new. The luxury of getting a Kamen Rider toy brand new is, for me, crazy. Look at that. Now it is smaller than in the show, as you can probably see here. Here's the build driver for comparison. So yeah, it is roughly about the same size as like a regular DX toy. So hopefully, if they ever create a CSM one, we'll get a bigger size one here. But this is, I think, is this the first belt in a long time where you actually can't attach the straps? I keep saying belt, it's not a belt. It's a fanny pack. But I think this is the first belt, I keep saying belt, the first driver in a long time that isn't where the straps are not detachable. So that's interesting. That's cool. So I'm just very excited. So I'm having trouble just talking and thinking right now. But here are, I got the one that comes with his 4 main forms. So I have, of course, Impact here and Stream and all these other ones still in their packaging. And I think that's it for that. Wow. So look at that. Here's the Impact. The Impact. Honestly, the effect is actually pretty well done, I would say. It's very anime. I can really see it. That's kind of mesmerizing. Obviously, if you couldn't tell, these are from the Gachapon machine, or they're based on the Gachapons that you would get from a Gachapon machine, which in the US, we would know as like the quarter vending machines or the gumball machines where you put 25 cents or a quarter to get a gumball or some type of small toy. These are the ones that are more commonly seen, I guess, in Japan. Here is the Stream. Stream. So I got to memorize there for a second. That's the Stream Capsule. It's called the Capsule, but it's a capsule. There. Here is the Wonder Capsule here. It's cool. It's like a flip book animation here. And then we have Recovery. Boom, 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 boom. This one looks like it might be caught on something. I'm not sure. This one doesn't spin as smoothly as like this one spins like that. But then if you spin this one, you can hear that. So it's definitely catching on to something. I might have to, yeah, might have to see what that is. And then here is the Gochizo from Commander Gav here, and it's of Commander Zeztz. I've never messed around with these, so I don't know where the activation button is. Oh, right here. Looky, there he is. Boop. Do not have a Gav driver to test this thing on, but this is cool to get this. That's cool. And then, of course, the pre-order bonus, the other pre-order bonus here that's really cool that we can test out today is the Gochizo Capsule. Look at that. That's cool. Okay. All right. So there's all that. Now, I didn't get the cool cardboard stand if you pre-ordered with the Amazon version. But it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal because I really wanted these ones. Anyway, these are the real pre-order bonuses that I really wanted. Boop. Yeah. This is cool. Boop. So one thing I wanted to mention is that this one, how the driver works, it's kind of like the Kamen Drive belt where it's like a seat belt here. So there's that. But I just put batteries into this thing, and when you turn it on, oh, that's so cool. All right, let's put this bad boy on. And here is the Zeztz Driver on it. And I don't have the lights in front of me this time just because this driver, after seeing a couple reviews and stuff, works better at night, which you'll see here. So here is the Impact Capsule. So let's try this on here. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Henshin. Look. It's kind of crazy. And I bet this thing looks better. We turn off the light. Look at that. Oh, this whole thing lights up. And then you're gonna do a regular attack. And then you can do his finisher. Look, this is crazy. Then you got his quadruple finisher. Oh yeah. I feel so powerful with this thing on. There's that, and then we can press the top button here. It's up here. And what's cool is this could be the thing where a lot of times when you see Kamen riders, they switch in and out forms, and I always wondered sometimes like, how does the belt know when you're just detransforming and when you're just switching out forms? With the Zeztz Driver, you can switch out forms. You can switch out forms while in here, and then you can untransform by pressing like that. So there's actual explanations for how all that works, which is really cool. I like how the standby noise also changes every time, which is something unique. I don't think any other Kamen has ever done that before. Henshin! Put this little guy up here. There we go. Nope. There's that. Yeah. The color, the light show is obviously different then, so that's cool at least. That's the really cool thing about the Zeztz Driver is that the light show is like almost as big as in the Henshin as the jingle. Because always the jingle and the lights are just aside. This is like the lights are such a big part of it, and that's really cool. This is the guy who will save that one for last. Let's do recovery here. That has that. It's getting catch on something, but you know, it still spins at least. Drag it in. Henshin! I feel recovered already. Finish. I will say the one thing I do wish the finisher did was the three sevens or Z's that Zeztz does when he does his finisher. I wish I could have heard that through that. That would have been really cool because it kind of just sounds like a generic explosion sound effect basically with this one. But that's all right. Maybe they'll do that for the CSM. All right, and here is Wonder. As you can see, very jazzy. I'm on it. Oh, I forgot to say Henshin. That wasn't the right Henshin pose anyway for it. Look at that. These straps are crazy. At night, this looks crazy. And then obviously, Yeah, and I won't do overbanish. It's basically kind of the same thing. But now, let's try the Gochizo one for the pre-order bonus. Oh, and then Gochizo is Henshin. So it is the Impact Henshin, but now through Gochizo-fied, which is what the Gav Legend Rider toys did, which is really cool. And I know they're making a Gav Capsin, so I'm assuming that will be the Zeztz version of the Gav transformation, crisscross stuff. Yeah, right. Let's do an attack. Yep, that's the Henshin sound effect for the Gochizo. And then let's see if there's a different attack sound than that. The color show is different, so that's cool. It's super rainbowy. And then, oh wait, oh that's cool. It's even after finish, it's still changing colors for the Gochizo one. That's actually insane. That's actually crazy. Look at that. And then let's do overbanish. Henshin. Why I said Henshin is a finisher. Oh. All right, and let's do the overbanish. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, this belt rocks. I keep saying belt. Driver. This driver rocks. You'll be seeing this more of this in basically every Zeztz review from now on. So, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys then. Bye! Where's that paper?